Hello and welcome back to round one coverage from the 2023 Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Prodigy. We are here in Waco, back nine coming at you. First round feature card, always exciting. Nate Sexton, Jerm, Koling, Paul Ulibarri.
Front nine, we got to see a lot of different moving up and down. Right there in the final hole, we saw Gannon Buhr take a really good birdie on the hardest hole in the course, whereas the rest of the cards struggled, and that flip-flopped everyone's scores. Gannon going to 6 under par, which is a pretty good front nine, honestly. Missing some shots that he'd like to have back, but he had that good 4-4 start. Kevin Jones, however, he was 7 down through 8, and the double bogey on the final hole in the front nine really set him back, as it did for Isaac, who's just kind of struggling right now. McBeth in the mix, even with that bogey on hole 9, 4 under. It's not the score he was looking for, I'm sure, but the back nine presents a lot of scoring opportunities. There are some big-time bonus birdies to be had here. If he's able to put together a front nine or a good back nine, any of these guys are going to make a good jump up the leaderboard.
You got to think Kevin, pretty frustrated, playing phenomenal.
Yeah.
Chose to kind of attack and press in a situation where he's out of position and really paid a heavy price for it. Hole 10, par 4, 591. Very pretty hole. You're going over a little ravine. Straight shot as far as you can do it is the best play. Left side rough, considerably worse than right side rough in my opinion. And then a little bit of slope away behind this green. So speed control also important on that second shot.
We talked a little bit about Gannon's form in the front nine and how far he throws. I wanted to see a clean shot from him here because this is the kind of shot where he goes way deep. Like he can really cut this hole essentially, like, I'm going to say in half, but it's more than half.
Yeah, it's quite a bit more.
He pretty much ends the hole with a good drive. Whereas McBeth's conservative approach is a great drive. It's exactly what you want from most players. But you're never going to see McBeth step up to this one and throw 500 feet, even though he could.
Yes, he's probably targeting like 415, and that's plenty. Fairway driver, stay in the middle.
Pretty textbook play for Kevin. He surprisingly backs down on a lot of these shots that's just in lieu to keep himself in the fairway.
I think that's disc golf for you.
Yeah,
I mean,
he golfs well.
This is going to mess with that rough. And that's just bad down there. You can see how thick it is.
It's a thick wall, so a lot of shots kind of hit that edge and stay there on the edge. Unfortunately, not the case for Isaac.
Gannon's going to be struggling now. He didn't make a lot of forward progress, and he went even more right.
Wouldn't surprise me if he's up next. Okay, it'll be Kevin next.
Long way to go here.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to go inside or outside. He chooses the inside, and that's the one
so
you got to
close.
miss. Yeah. Tough. Gannon going with the flip.
Look at that thing stay straight.
What? Off
Did he
the
just
chain?
chain?
Wow.
Oh!
What? That was a mid?
Look at the control stand up.
That was really nasty.
Oh my word.
I mean, it was going a mile past, but what kind of no flutter, beautiful forehand.
Just when I think I've seen everything from Gannon, that's not a shot we've seen him pull out of the bag.
No, that was incredible.
McBeth playing it textbook. He's going to have a drop-in bullseye birdie coming up. And Isaac going, I think that was intentional flick roller.
I'm not sure if it didn't hit a branch and get turned into a roller.
Yeah. Kevin unable to make the long birdie effort. And now Gannon for par. That's a great save, but my goodness, he almost just got the throw-in of the year.
Yeah, laser beam. Unreal.
If you'd have told me there was a 300-foot throw-in for 10 on hole 10, I mean, that's an eagle for sure. It's got to be an eagle. No way it's a par. I mean, a birdie.
Yeah.
But that would have been the case if that had stayed in.
Got a lot of chain. Very close.
We have seen a few throw-in twos on this hole in the past. I believe Chris Clemens at one point had a nice little two on hole 10.
Couple birds.
You know,
McBeth gets one.
I completely forgot to give a shout out
one bird.
to our guy Max Regitnig, who got the ace on hole 8.
Yeah.
I don't remember any aces at Vegas, so that might be the first ace in the MPO side.
He's a good dude, and
Disc
that's
Golf
a
Pro
good
Tour.
ace. That's what I would say.
I agree with both of those.
Congratulations to him.
Yep.
par 3 on 11 here, 279. Tight gaps, tough rough, especially on that left side. And its little hill kind of gives you a little bit of randomness on the green. You'd like to kind of hit it and skip up and stop, but often they'll roll. If you clear it clean, there's some tough kind of putts on the backside where you're in the woods kind of putting back at the slope.
This is going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it stops before that rough on the right hand of the screen there.
McBeth has some history on this hole. I don't know if you guys are aware. He's got some strange double bogeys in the past. I don't know if that ever crosses his mind when he plays this hole, but he has had a case of the rollaways on this hillside with missed putts, and it goes back to like 2017, 2018, 2019. Go back and watch old Jomez clips. He's been on Jomez almost nearly every round he's played out here.
Not really a park job among them. There's going to be a little bit of putting to be done here.
Isaac looking like he's remaining patient. He doesn't seem like he's out of sorts. He just hasn't quite made one of those yet. Now,
finally,
see if that wakes him up going into this final stretch. Beautiful uphill bid there and just hanging on. This can get scary. Okay, hanging on, but he's going to have to...
That's not easy.
No,
yeah.
he's going to have to work for the par now, for sure.
And this can get out of there.
Boy.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
Wow. Yep.
Anybody else, I'd be kind of worried, but he's probably going to make this. You know?
I don't mind that call.
Jeez.
Yeah, like I said.
Spot on analysis from the Yule. No roll away today.
Yeah, definitely not. Harding the putt. McBeth taking the 2, getting to 6 under.
Yep, leaving that baggage behind.
Kevin comfortable on the straddle and collecting the par. So a couple of birdies and a couple of good par saves. Gannon does that, though. When he gets the roll away, he just seems to not be as affected as other players mentally when they have to make that longer comeback putt. We saw that last year in Vegas on his way to a tie.
Well, imagine having that skill
of
being so good at putting. Who cares if it rolls to 35 feet? The only reason he missed the first one is because he really didn't have a line to the basket, probably.
I think he hit a limb or something coming out of the woods, too. So either way, nice comeback putt for him.
Hole 12, par 4, 609. There's actually 2 mandatories on this hole on the right side, not allowing players to kind of cut the corner and go out into the spectator parking area. So you got to play this fairway. First shot, backhand turnover. But for most players who have it, I think are going to go forehand. You try to cut it inside with a lot of hyzer and just move this thing right. That's a little less hyzer than I would like to see, and he gets away with it. You see how he almost pushed that back side.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You get caught up in there, things get a lot trickier. So you'd like to see it hook a little sooner. There's potential for this shot to be great, but the degree of difficulty is very high.
Yes. And it's the rollaway factor. That's the main thing, is how do you get the disc to land flat on that backhand and hyzer? It's so difficult to make it move as far right as you'd like and also get flat. This is ideal.
Yeah, the slower speed disc stays away from that back side. You can definitely push for a lot more distance than that. This guy right here might show us how.
Kevin's had some of the longest drives on this hole that I've ever seen. With that flip up, this is looking great. Doesn't get a ton of skip.
Yeah.
I think he went to fairway there.
Okay.
In the past, he's gone like faster.
Mm-hmm. Those are conservative, but I think that's
Fine.
smart on this hole.
Isaac with his Anheuser forehand leaks right. That's going to be a tricky save for the par, and he knows it. That's not where you want to be.
Might expect like a overhead shot from there.
Yeah,
to try to get to the
don't think
basket.
he'll have anything low. I think you're right, Nate. And as narrow as this fairway is, it's so important. If you want to come into this green with clockwise anhyzer spin, as Kevin's trying here, just so good. It's going to have a look for this is the second hardest hole in the course. So having any look at all for birdie is a great effort. But if you want to come into this green with clockwise spin, you want to be on the right side of the fairway.
Oh, that is fortunate. There is no way he had that skinny gap eyed up.
Haven't seen too many people long in two. We've seen a lot of threes, but they're always short of the pin. That's pretty impressive to get through everything.
That was an inch from a bogey. If if he hits that tree, it's kicking right hard. But in the end, fantastic.
And there's the reason I'm not a big fan of the fair or of the mid range, because of the height you have to put it on to make that turn.
So it was a little bit of an over shoulder shot from Isaac.
It's going the wrong way now.
Yeah. Oh boy, and he's still down the hill.
And he has to pitch that.
And that's still outside of the circle for the bogey coming up.
Oh my gosh.
Very good.
Par shall be saved. And man, outside C2 for bogey for Isaac.
Probably making it.
Chaining out and still meat on the bone.
Yeah.
Brutal. This for a birdie.
Thought Kevin was a little closer than that.
So did I.
Oh, doesn't matter. Kevin Jones with a 360 swirl celebration.
Highlight putt. That had to be a tough line.
And
see it right here. Wow.
Hanging onto the left low side of the basket. Those hardly ever stay. But just low enough that when it hits the chains, it drops an inch and toilet bowls around and in. 2 birdies.
Very nice.
Isaac has some work here.
Pretty routine for him, but yeah, you still, gosh, you never want to have to make a 23-foot putt for a double. That's a difficult thing to do. It takes Isaac back to even par. And we see McBeth, he is now 7 under. Just like that, 3 birdies in a row in the back 9, and he is right back in the mix.
Air Spectrum is Prodigy's new line of premium lightweight discs in the mid-range, fairway, and distance driver models. You can now get beautiful bursts of color no matter your preferred weight. Bag one today at prodigydisc.com.
Okay, time for a breather.
Yeah,
Hole
kind of.
13, par 4, 555 feet, with this beautiful wide fairway. Mandatory on the right, out of bounds on the right as well.
Wake up, Nate.
Huge green, not a lot of out of bounds anywhere.
Is anybody in this group thinking deuce?
Oh yeah.
Who?
Gannon, I think the way that he
Paul
likes,
McBeth.
You think he's thinking 2?
Yeah, I think when they go up the middle with this shot,
So
he's
let's
going.
go.
He's going to be thinking 2.
Yeah, that was
That-
quick.
It didn't
No,
flip.
it's not
Didn't
a
flip.
flippy though.
Yeah, but that's
fine.
Yeah, and that
He's not going
is-
to go too far left, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
he's
wow.
Wow. Okay.
And that's the problem. You go too stable here because you're afraid of flipping it over the road, and then that comes in quick because of the hillside on the left. Here's
Big fan of this
Kevin.
play.
Yeah,
and this is going to get him a look, really.
Yeah.
For the 2, he's going to be about 120 feet.
Textbook execution, nearly 400 plus feet in the forehand. And like I said,
okay.
this is what you like.
No trees.
Get
no
stable.
Trees.
Get stable at the end.
Oh man, just
That's
couldn't
a
keep its
jump
height.
putt. That's
Yeah.
a jump putt.
That's why it's the second easiest hole in the course. If you don't even necessarily need to make the gap, you just need to not go out of bounds like McBeth did there.
Paul, like Paul did.
That's a rip from Isaac.
Yeah.
That's certainly in his long jump putt range.
You know Paul's thinking in with this.
Yeah.
That's not even close,
You know
though.
Paul's thinking, I got to make that putt for par now.
Yeah, sure do.
Kevin, not as close as I thought. I just remember playing with you guys in the practice round, and you guys got way up there to almost jump putt.
Well, I would say Kevin Jones isn't a Nate Sexton.
It's true.
I'm taller than him, probably.
Yeah,
is that what you're trying to say?
That's exactly it.
Yeah, thank you.
Isaac electing to lay up. He'll have himself a tap-in birdie.
Which you know what this means.
A layup from Gannon?
No, he's not.
Get there.
That's
wow,
powerful.
that's a good effort.
He really is able to keep that thing afloat for a long, long distance. Big putt for Paul. Perfect.
Yes, very, very nice save. Got a
So
little wild with
frustrating.
that drive, for sure.
For you, you're saying, Yuli?
Yeah, I mean,
For the field or
definitely.
for like...
I feel his anxiety for sure. This
Absolutely.
is the easiest hole you could ever play, I feel like.
In the
besides
calm.
hole 1
This hole does
hole
get
7.
tricky.
and hole 7.
You do face some serious headwinds on this hole sometimes, and that gap...
Yeah, no,
Sure. I mean,
absolutely.
any hole in the world is
But-
hard in the right
but-
headwind.
But this, even in the headwind, you're thinking birdie on this hole.
I agree. This next one's changed a little bit. I'm finding it quite a bit trickier than days of old with these new trees that they've planted.
Yeah, you're going to see new trees planted on this one, hole 16. And there was a hole 3.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 3. There's the 3 holes they planted these little saplings, and they're just kind of in the perfect place because this, as we go underneath this trellis, this is a par 3, 300 feet. In the past, this was just one that you're just thinking, you cannot miss this hole. But right now, with this tree right here, that's in the perfect line for that forehand that you'd like to have swinging into this green. Even though it's skinny, you're going to see a lot of shots over the week hit that tree.
Like the change here, like adding the trees here. Hate the change on 3. I think it was very silly, and it really made a sketchy kind of luck gap. Just my opinion, though, and that doesn't really matter to a lot of people. That's a good shot right there from Kevin Jones.
I wish these trees the best because I worry a little bit about
Yep.
these guys surviving.
Oh,
Get down.
I worry about this drive surviving.
Oh, bad skip. But I
And-
think it hangs on.
It does. We see some claps.
Birdie.
But you know what I mean. I mean, those
Yeah.
trees are not that big, and they're in the danger zone. There's a lot of people that play this course. It's a fun course. As you said, number 3 in the whole state. So hopefully they can survive without any protection on them.
This is pretty.
I wouldn't be surprised if when that trellis is taken down, if people don't just play the wide skip hyzer.
Yeah, you might be right about that, honestly. I didn't think about that.
They all managed not to hit him here, though.
Ooh, funny little skip there. Nice.
Probably the worst shot you guys seen all day.
That's,
Wait a second.
That's a misplay. That is not. Ooh, that's. You can't really use video evidence to change things in the past in our sport right now with the rules, but you can only get a directional meter if you have gone out of bounds. If you have stayed in bounds, you have to take your meter perpendicular to the out of bounds line.
Yeah.
Gannon getting that rule a bit confused there.
That is illegal.
That's illegal.
Wow.
Even though it wouldn't have changed anything at all, that's not the way that should have been marked.
Surprised.
Yeah, he might have made it if you put it in the right spot. Wonder how bad McBeth's eye is. Just take off the glasses. Give us a little looky.
He'll show you.
Under that eye patch.
He's not going to show the fans at home, but he'll show you.
I'll get a picture for you guys at home later on today. I'll just tell Paul it's just, hey, let's get a little selfie, buddy. I'll show you guys.
Now, Kevin's on pace for a really great round now. With the double bogey, that's fine because he has 3 very gettable holes coming in for him. He just needs to get past this next hole, which is one of the stupidest holes ever designed in the history of disc golf.
Opinionated Paul Ulibarri today.
And also
Like
a
fire.
very tough hole.
Yeah.
It's a very tough hole.
Yes, it is.
It's just, I think that the thing that's surprising about this next hole,
Is that they put it on the course.
Well, there's 150 feet behind that tee pad. They could bring it back and make this a true par 4. And this hole hasn't changed in the past. It just went from being a par 4, which is what it's way closer to scoring as. But now he's called a par 3, 558 feet, OB both sides. And I mean, it's just a shot where you're like, do I really need to go for the glory right now?
No, most people are going to play it for par, and if you bring your horse to the place, you can put it right in that pasture in the middle, and you don't have to worry about it running away.
I wouldn't put it there. I'm not going to put my horse in the danger zone.
Well, no one's even landing there. Like, there's no point in even trying to throw a shot.
Horses.
Right.
Okay. Now back to seriousness. This is a tough shot. It's a tough shot because of this. If you go for it and you hyzer out, you have a good chance of skipping out of bounds, which he does not by 3 feet. And that he took that the whole entire width of the fairway.
Kind of an interesting play because I don't think Isaac is thinking 2.
Really?
But he's certainly pushing.
I think he is with how good of a putter he is. I think if he gets it
maybe
past that little bar there where the horses mingle.
Sure.
I think Seabiscuit's in danger here because Gannon's going to be ripping.
Yeah. Look how smooth that is.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, that's turning right.
Fine, though. I think it gets, when you're the luckiest player on the face of the planet, you can do that play.
Jeez.
We're in the hot take era in Jomez.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's early. We don't usually do early morning commentary. Here we go. Get up and slide. That's pretty.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at that. He's really good at dissecting a hole, and then we saw that in Vegas. A lot of kind of layup.
I feel like we've seen that through his entire career. Like he picks a game plan and he sticks to it.
I like that.
You got to like it. The results are speaking for themselves. I mean, he's been easily one of the most consistent.
Anything, as we could see on this hole.
This whole round.
Well, geez, calm down.
You challenged our viewers to a fight on hole 6. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
No.
You said, come at me. I don't know.
Let's see if he can hit this.
Yeah, in the comments. Oh, I'm not a violent human being. That's beautiful right there. I think he thinks he could maybe get one.
Maybe. I find that to be a kind of a stomach turning play though. To be like, I'm going to play for 70 and push out to them, because the margin for error is so high, and even for him, the chance of dropping the 70-footer is so low. I've got questions.
I think calling that 70 is generous because that's closer to 100.
I've got questions. Isaac has answers, and those are the rules we play.
Maybe we'll bring him in tomorrow. Just ask him real quick, then tell him to leave.
All right.
There's the door.
Adam Hammis, 11 under through 16.
Still holds the play. And you see Calvin still on the course. He's got 3 holes to play at 9 under. And a lot of scores nearing that 10 under mark. That's
a little sexy Nate at 8 under.
Hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
Easiest hole in the course, guys.
Hole 16, par 4, 609. They added a couple of these little trees. Maybe in about 20 years, this hole might be difficult. But today, it's playing, like you said, as the easiest hole on the course. Out of bounds way left. Out of bounds over this cart path. If these guys decide to go roller, which a lot of guys do to try to get aggressive to get the eagle 2. And I think Gannon's got the power to get there in 1. McBeth has the power to get to circle 2 in 1. So, and shoot, Kevin, we saw him get that huge eagle in Vegas.
Yeah, the same shot would work here.
Well,
this is conservative for sure, but still plenty of distance.
Big shot.
He didn't really go for any kind of flip, and can't fault him because 609 is a long way. Birdie is a good score. You don't really have a lot of incentive to push for the eagle here, in my opinion.
And what's your best guess as to what kind of trees they planted here, Nate?
Those little guys?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
So hard to tell.
It is hard.
Little apple trees.
Okay. The reason I was asking is just, do you think in 20 years that people are going to come back and watch this very first round and say, remember when those little apple trees were so small? Go back and watch 2023 first round Waco.
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
This is crunched.
Can it fade before the out of bounds?
Oh, it does.
That's going to be
70
feet.
Yeah, that's the 75-footer. Yeah, for sure.
He doesn't know if it's inbounds or not. That's scary over there. He just barely slid back in over that path.
2 holes in a row. He's caught some nice little breaks.
Like the video and leave a comment below if you're watching this in 20 years. Let us know.
Hey Siri, set alarm on phone for 20 years. Check
2043.
Check comments. Nice shot from Paul.
We could be doing commentary then still.
I think for a lot of our viewers,
I think they're going to get rid of us.
Yeah.
Especially after this round.
This round alone might be the end of the era.
We got 6 months.
Oh boy, that was close, and now.
Oh man, that is so aggressive.
Yeah.
If there's one person that I wouldn't mind having a comebacker putt, it's him.
Wow.
Just again.
A whole nother philosophy. That's just a different way to play disc golf. Love it.
I think that's the 20 and under style.
Yeah, you might be right.
Venom at all times trying to attack, and then like at some point you realize maybe I should just hold back a little bit.
Like on 2 holes to go when you're winning.
Why would you hold back? He just missed that one, rolled 40 feet behind a big oak.
Well, it's the advantage of a young player. You don't think about that kind of stuff because you haven't missed those putts. You have so much confidence in your ability to make those.
Oh, when I was his age, I missed everything. I learned really quick.
Yeah.
I do think there's something to be said for just building your game around not worrying about that distance. And if you're able to physically do it and mentally do it, and you just play that way all the time, eventually it's got to become somewhat routine. And sure, he'll miss some, but he's also going to hit some of those 70-footers for eagle.
Something I think is very possible, looking at leaderboards one day and seeing 20 different country flags on the leaderboard.
Montenegro is a small country, but it's a beautiful country.
Having father and his daughters out there and just seeing all the discs in the air flying, that wasn't here 3 days ago.
I really believe that kids are a future. Put something out, whatever we have as a gift, put that in them, invest in them, go through life with them.
There's certain players that have the reputation and the accolades who haven't done a lot for the game. And Paul McBeth, with what he is doing with the foundation, hats off to him because he is changing the landscape of what we will see disc golf in the future. I believe that. I know that. And I think that's incredible what he's doing.
It is.
Absolutely incredible.
Kevin, this is tight. This is not good. The roll is not helping. What is the play from there? Grenade?
He could, but I think with the round he's having, pitch.
No. Slide.
Oh boy, that is some fortunate curb action. If that hits grass instead of curb, he's rolling out of bounds. Nothing stops it.
This is a little heavy on the hyzer.
Yeah, he's going to like it, I think.
You're okay there.
We saw him come up shorter than that last year where he had that corner and he ended up playing the very aggressive high spike hyzer and he parked it for the birdie. That would be much easier than what he had last year.
This is a little bit safer. Ooh, but no skip at all.
Yeah, you got to get to the top of that hill.
I think fair to say none of these guys loving their spot. And this approach, maybe the hardest on the whole course. It's perhaps even more than a right angle. I feel like the basket even comes back a little.
Smart.
This is what I was I was hoping I would see from him.
All right.
Having a great round, no need to bring a huge number into play.
If he gets too far left and back, still a super hard shot
I
from the
think
top of the hill.
He's still 340, probably 340 to the pin is my guess.
That's it. That's a good roll. Looks like he's got the safe sign.
So Gannon is indeed looking high with a forehand hyzer. And
Oh, boy.
boy. Oh, wow. It gets through, though.
I think he got away with it. Oh, I don't know. Actually,
wow.
I don't know. That wall does have a line painted that looks out of bounds.
And he's going to be on this side of the wall, but on the wrong side of the OB line. And that is that one area that you and I were even kind of joking about how big they made that area that doesn't really come into play.
I still think he got a good break, though. He threw that
certainly.
through a tree. Like, that could have been so much worse. At least
He
he's
could have
up
been-
there where he can putt.
He could have been out of bounds on the short side,
Yeah.
which would have been just a disaster.
He could make it from there for par.
These last two holes are phenomenal, in my opinion. I really like both of them, and I really like that shot.
Really well done from Paul.
Isaac laid up to here, playing controlled game, and this is just
Yeah.
the perfect way to pay off that play. You
Yeah.
love to see that. Somebody confident enough to play that little putt and then just cash in from 275. Fantastic shot with a lot of pressure.
Gannon, Buhr, great pace. That had height to go in, and yet the breaks to sit close.
Kevin gonna drop one here. Paul to get to 10, which is a 13, 14 under.
Yeah.
In the old days.
That's hilarious to me.
It wasn't.
I don't know why you changed us like just a par of a hole. Like I don't get it.
I do agree that 9 and 12 aren't par 5s, but I don't necessarily agree that they're par 4s either.
I think in general, it's not worked that many times elegantly to just wholesale change the par by a full stroke, but not move the tee or the basket. A lot of places have tried it. Occasionally it works fairly well. I think both of those woods holes, it's working.
Yeah.
Better than 5. Certainly better than 5.
Yes.
But it is a whole stroke is a big change. So it's a hard design
What is it,
strategy in my opinion.
And
15 is
Yeah.
par 4.
you know, there's one player who's benefited from a change in par more than anyone else in the history of the sport, and that's one Mr. Philo Brathwaite.
Yeah, sure.
The hole he albatross used to be called a par 4.
Yeah. This is a par 3. I
Ooh,
agree.
this is hot. This is going to be OB.
Yep.
Yes, it is over that wall, and there is about a meter line off that wall as well, just like it is many places on tour.
Look at this hole, though.
Just gorgeous.
I do like the change, kind of, but it still could go as a par 4 to me.
This hole?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's just the easiest par 4 ever. Like you don't need to change pars.
I like this one as a par 3 personally.
Yes, but you don't need to change it.
Yeah.
If it was once a par 4,
Sure.
it's a soft par 4.
But if there's a headwind tomorrow, then I'm with you.
Oh, certainly.
But if it's calm, I like it as a 3 for sure. But yeah, put a 20-mile-an-hour headwind here, and this starts
Par
to look
5.
pretty crazy.
This
A lot of
looks
height.
juiced.
Looks like it's gonna fade. Could it get
Oh, yeah.
parked? Come
Started
on.
looking great.
Oh, not quite parked, but decision time. Not for him.
It's not for
probably.
him. For most players, are thinking, "Oh boy, if I miss any way, if I hit heavy chains,
You still might
it
water.
still goes in
I
the
don't
water."
know if there's a person in the field that would lay up from there.
Yeah, you might be right. In the calm, what do you
Yeah.
think he is? Is he 40?
He's right at the circle's edge. It looked like maybe 4 feet out. I just don't see anybody.
But a lot of us would go in the water.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not saying everybody would be like super sweet. I can't wait to putt this, but you're giving it a little bid. It's
Yeah.
maybe not your regular stroke.
Yeah.
But these two guys, no, they like putting.
Oh yeah, you're
Yes.
right. You're 100% right. He's a little closer than I thought. But even he is intimidating.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
clearly not his full effort. 17 twos to finish the round for our FPO or our MPO card, and I believe
For the field, is that what you're trying to say?
for the field. Yeah, sorry.
17 twos on one card would be
I don't know what
some kind of
words
cheating.
are.
I gotta think some kind of cheating.
Yeah, but then look, they were doing that anyway with in the round.
So drop shots for McBeth and Kevin in the final 2 holes. Neither player able to get to that 10 under mark. Gannon, with his relatively slow back 9, finishes at 7 under. And Isaac's got work to do in the next 2 rounds to get himself back in the mix of this event. But Adam Hammes, we can call it a course record because they added some trees. It's a slightly new course, I would imagine. You could argue that at 12 under par. And that's just 2 shots off the same raw score that McBeth shot when he was granted the 18 under a few years ago. So really solid round from Adam. Right behind him, Calvin Heimberg, former winner of the event, Nicola Castro, and James Proctor, lead card action, 2 consecutive tournaments on the Disc Golf Pro Tour.
Yeah, I saw James Proctor's highlight on the 18th. Just a pure Heiser Park job.
Oh, way to finish.
Fantastic finish for him. Looking forward to seeing those guys battle it out. Lots of golf left to play here in Waco for sure.
Look how tight this is. 7 under, 29th place. That's pretty tight.
Absolutely. And it'll probably stay that way, honestly.
Yep.
I think there's enough birdies to be had. It's hard to separate here.
Thank you to the Founders Club.
I hope the weather stays as well throughout the week. We'll see you guys tomorrow.